Hi guys, here I am sitting in my bedroom and the lighting is terrible in here, I'm sorry. I really hate our apartment. It's so small and just really dumpy. But as you can tell, I've added a lot of class to it by, the lovely curtains that you see on my windows. Yeah, we've lived here for like 8 months and I still haven't put any up. But I'm sitting on one of my favorite places in the world, and it's also one of my favorite places to read. This is my bed. Hi, bed. It's a big, beautiful 4-poster bed, and I honestly don't ever want to give it up because it's great. So I was talking to Zona earlier on Facebook. She and I have become quite good friends over the past year, and I asked her what I should vlog about because my other two were pretty boring, except my pugs, of course, because, they're precious. So Zeus is going to sit here with me, and we're going to tell you about our trip to Arizona, which she suggested. So, 2 weeks ago, I was on spring break, and as you know, I've been going through some really rough stuff in my life right now. And I know it doesn't look like it because I'm trying to be really upbeat, but my husband suggested that I go to Arizona to see my family. One thing that you should know about me is that I wasn't always super close to my family, but I moved out when I was 17, and it really kind of bonded me with them, I guess. And I talk to my mom every single day. If we went 2 days without talking, she would think I was dead. Like, for real. She would send out a search party, and I just wanted you guys to see how absolutely cute he is. Okay, enough about Zeus. And one of the hardest things for me is that I've made a compromise to not live near my family. And I knew that I was making that when I went into it, but that doesn't make it easier. So Rusty knows this, and he suggested that I went, that I go to Arizona. So I kind of drove out on a whim. I wasn't planning on going, and come here, Zoe. Come on. Hang on. She's really fat and can't jump up by herself, so. There's Zoe. Okay. So I decided that I was going to take Zeus with me because we were getting Zoe spayed, and we didn't want him here bothering her while she was recovering. So I decided to drive 980 miles from here to my parents' house with Zeus in the passenger seat, which was, needless to say, kind of an interesting trip. Of course, the day that I leave, the weather is beautiful and just amazing. And I left at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which I never do. I have to leave, at 6 or 7 in the morning if I want to make it there, in good time. Because, awesome. They had to run to the front room because something was clearly making too much noise. But it is about 17 hours to my parents' house, and I can't drive the whole way through, or at least I didn't think I could. And so I usually stop just right around Albuquerque. And so I made it there really late, and I get up the next morning, and I've barely been able to sleep, and it starts snowing. And it's not snowing terribly bad, so I decided to go ahead and start driving, and day 2 was going to be fine. I was literally stuck in traffic that was going 12 miles an hour. And right now you're listening to my dogs bark because they're not very well trained. But anyway, so weather out there was terrible. When I got there, I was running 101 fever. I had an okay time, I guess. I love seeing my family. I got to spend some time with my little sister, which she and I are really close, and I'm really excited to get to spend that time with her. You know, she's on her way growing up, and she's about to go to cosmetology school, and you know, she's turned into this amazing person that I never could have imagined. And so I did get a few good days of, you know, nice weather out there, and we got to go to Sedona, which, if you don't know about Sedona, you need to look at my pictures on Facebook, because it's beautiful, and it's not like anything in this world that I've ever seen otherwise. So go there, and if you do, ask me about it, because I know all about it. So we spent the day there being tourists, which was kind of fun. And then I left that Friday, and what happens? Another snowstorm. Every time I go see my parents on spring break, I get stuck in a snowstorm, of course. So I made it from my parents' house to Amarillo, Texas, which took all day, and it was about 7 o'clock at night, and I had left at like 6:30 that morning, and they're telling me that there's going to be 10 inches of snow from Amarillo, Texas to where I live in Oklahoma. And I'm thinking, the last time that happened, it completely shut the highway down for 2 days, and I am not staying in some motel in Amarillo by myself with my dog in a snowstorm. So it's either that or drive another 5 hours home. So I drove my first time 17 hours straight from my parents' house to my house. And it was one of the scariest things I've ever done, because I don't drive well at night. I am like 75% blind in my left eye, and that makes depth perception pretty much non-existent, and so my night driving is really terrible. I know that makes you feel really safe. But anyway, so I am actually a Zona girl too. And the dogs completely just crashed my laptop. So I'm a Zona girly too, and when I saw Zona girly on the Nest, I decided to start talking to her, and we found out that we have so much in common, and we're just freakishly alike. Just the stuff that we have in common is just ridiculous. And so the other day, Zeus, quit! He has really bad manners. So the other day, I actually talked to her for the first time on the phone, and she was just like I imagined. So she's really great, and I love her a ton. And if we didn't live 1,100 miles from each other, we would totally be BFFs. And just like I feel with a lot of the rest of you guys, except that I feel in real life I'm really not very interesting, and I'm sitting here rambling for 10 minutes, and some of you are still going to watch it. So that's cool, I guess. But, you know, one of these days her and I are actually going to get to, like, for real hang out, because even though I was there 2 weeks ago, of course she was sick, and her house and my parents' house are still like 5 hours away from each other. So, anyway, someday. You never know. So, love Zona Girly. Check her out. If you don't know about her, go find her. Of course you know about her, because she's awesome. All right, have a good night, guys.